NotebookLM has quietly become one of the most powerful and helpful AI tools out there. What makes it stand out is how seamlessly it works with your own content. It's designed to help you understand your documents, not just answer general questions. Whether you're a student juggling multiple sources for a paper, a professional trying to make sense of industry reports, or someone who simply wants to understand complicated topics better, NotebookLM approaches AI assistance in a fundamentally different way. Instead of starting from scratch with every conversation, it becomes an expert on your specific materials and builds understanding alongside you. Hi everyone, Patrick here. Welcome back to AI for Grown-ups. Today I'm revealing 5 features that make NotebookLM completely different from every other AI tool you've tried. At its core, NotebookLM is best described as a tool for understanding. It was designed to solve the problem of information overload, helping you make sense of dense background documents, slide decks, research materials, and more, without spending hours reading. It can reference material across your uploaded sources, follow the flow of your current conversation, and help you generate structured learning materials. To get started with NotebookLM, all you need is a Google account. To access NotebookLM, just open notebooklm.google.com in your browser or click the link in the description below. Once you're logged in, you will see a clean dashboard where each project is called a notebook. You can change from grid view to list view, and there is also an option to search existing notebooks via this drop-down menu here. When I click Create New, it will open up a new window where you could start adding new sources right away. However, let's close this for now so we can take a closer look at the main interface. Inside each notebook, the interface is divided into 3 main panels. On the left side is the Sources panel. This is where all your documents, links, PDFs, slides, videos, and others will show once you've uploaded them. You can collapse or expand this panel depending on how much space you need. In the middle is the Chat panel. This is where you talk to the AI once you've uploaded your sources. You can ask questions, get summaries, generate ideas, and more, all linked to the sources you've added. This panel on the right is called Studio panel. It gives you tools to create podcast-style audio overviews, study guides, briefing documents, timelines, FAQs, and lets you save your favorite answers as notes. Just above the Sources panel is where you can name and rename your current notebook for easy reference later on when you have lots of different notebooks created. Now that you've seen the layout, let's take a look at what you can actually do with it. Let's start with one of my favorite features of NotebookLM, audio overviews. Let's say I'm helping my son prepare for a science fair project on renewable energy. We've gathered a few sources, such as a couple of PDFs on wind and solar energy, an article from a website with basic project ideas on the topic, and a YouTube documentary we bookmarked last week on the topic as well. Instead of going through all of that manually, I upload them into a new NotebookLM notebook. To do that, let's click on Add Source, which will open up this window here. You can use Google Docs, Google Slides, PDFs, images, links to websites or YouTube videos, paste raw text, audio files, or upload a file directly from your computer. I will upload my 2 PDF files, the URL of the YouTube video, and the link to the online article. Once all the sources are uploaded, I click Generate Audio Overview over here, and NotebookLM produces a podcast-style dialogue between 2 AI hosts explaining renewable energy. Let's hear what it created.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're embarking on a really fascinating journey into the world of renewable energy. We've pulled together a fantastic stack of sources for you today.
And what's truly fascinating is seeing how this sort of grand vision translates into practical, real examples of a circular economy right on the ground.
Yeah.
Take a city like Oslo, for instance. You see commercial businesses there taking waste heat energy that would literally just vanish into the air, compressing it, and then feeding it directly into district heating systems.
That's a brilliant example. So it's not just about making new clean energy.
I think a lot of people find this conversational format much more engaging than reading through dense documents, especially with podcasts being such a popular way to learn these days. I can even jump into the conversation using the interactive mode and then click the join button. You can then join the conversation and ask questions or influence the discussion by letting them know which areas or parts of the topic you are most interested in. So let's ask a question.
Cycling and optimizing.
Hey there, want to share your thoughts on this?
What is the most efficient renewable energy currently available?
Oh, that's a fantastic question. And it's something people ask a lot. It really gets to the heart of what we're talking about today.
It does. And the answer is a little nuanced because efficiency can mean different things. Are we talking about converting the raw energy into electricity or the overall system?
As you can hear, the hosts adapt immediately and continue the conversations following my direction and interest. You can share the audio overview by clicking on this button or download it by clicking on the three dots here. The audio overview feature is incredibly helpful for those who learn best by listening. The chat panel section in the middle is your main space to go deeper, get clarity, and start building on what you've learned. The summary section on top of the chat panel gives you a bird's eye view of what's currently in your notebook. It's super useful for quickly scanning the main topics across all your sources. The chat box is where you interact with the AI, ask questions, follow up, explore side topics, and everything is tied back to your sources so you know it's grounded in real material. Let's say I want to understand how solar panels work in more detail. I type in my question and NotebookLM will scan all the sources I've uploaded and provide a clear, referenced answer based on real content. At the bottom of the chat box, there are also some suggested questions you might want to try and ask NotebookLM. They can be very useful. If you are happy with the output, we can now click the Save to Note button under the response, and it goes straight into your notes panel on the right side, where you can organize or revisit it later. If you're more of a visual learner, the Mind Map button is a great tool. It takes any AI response and turns it into a visual concept map, kind of like a tree of ideas. You will see keywords and themes branching out from the main topic. You can follow the branches to find the area you're most interested in. Just click on a keyword and it will open up the full explanation and context behind that part of the topic, making it much easier to explore and understand complex information step by step. These tools turn the chat panel into more than a Q&A space. It becomes a real-time research assistant, outlining your ideas, saving your insights, and helping you learn on your own terms. Pro tip: NotebookLM only pulls information from the sources you uploaded to your notebook. It does not retrieve or integrate data from the broader internet or Google's general search engine while answering your questions. This is a key design principle of NotebookLM, known as source grounding, and it provides inline citations so you can verify where the information came from. Now that we've established that NotebookLM works exclusively from your uploaded content rather than pulling from the internet, let's explore what makes this approach so powerful. Its ability to process and remember huge amounts of information all at once in its massive context window. Each notebook can include up to 50 of these sources, and each source can be massive. We're talking 500,000 words or 200 megabyte in size. Think about it. That's 25 million words. You could upload your entire archive of course notes or business documents and not even get close to the limit. To understand why this is so powerful, think of it like this. AI tools like NotebookLM have two kinds of memory, just like we have. There's long-term memory, which is everything the AI learned during its training. In most models, that's the entire internet. Articles, books, Wikipedia, code, you name it. But what really makes NotebookLM unique is its short-term memory, what's often called the context window. That's the information you give it right now, your PDFs, your Google Docs, your notes, your research. And the context window determines how much of that it can pay attention to at once. In NotebookLM's case, that short-term memory is huge. It can read and reason across everything you've uploaded all at once. Pro tip: every time you add a new source, NotebookLM automatically creates a one-paragraph summary called a source guide and some key topics tags. The summary gives you a quick snapshot of what that particular document is about, and the key topics help you find specific sections, which make scanning through multiple files way easier. Clicking into one of the key topics prompts NotebookLM to expand on that topic based on all the selected sources from the source list on the left side, even though the summary was just from one particular source. If you want NotebookLM to ignore any of the other sources, we need to first deselect it from the source list. Let's take a moment to explore the Studio panel in more depth. You'll find the Studio panel on the right side of your notebook. It's packed with useful tools that help turn your raw research and notes into something you can actually use. As we saw earlier, the audio overview lets you generate a podcast-style summary based on your uploaded materials. Below the audio overview, you will find some pre-created templates. The Studio Guides creates a structured breakdown with key questions, glossary terms, and even quiz material based on your sources. Great if you're preparing for an exam or just want a learning plan. The briefing doc is useful for generating an executive summary of your notebook's contents, especially helpful when you're preparing for meetings or presentations. The FAQ generator instantly builds a list of frequently asked questions and answers based on your sources. A great tool for building help documents and onboarding materials. And the timeline tool pulls out key events or milestones from your sources and lays them out in order. Whether you're doing historical research, preparing a case study, or planning a multi-phase project, the timeline feature helps you visualize progress and flow. Let's click on this and see what happens. Within seconds, we got an easy-to-read timeline of main events related to our topic. Pretty handy. Below those 4 templates is the notes section. This is where your saved notes are being stored. Pro tip: when you get a response that's particularly useful, like a great summary, the perfect quote, or a handy list, make sure to hit Save to Note below the response. If you don't, that valuable information might just scroll away in the chat history and become nearly impossible to locate again. But once saved, these notes become permanent parts of your notebook and can even serve as sources for future queries. One of the most powerful and underrated aspects of NotebookLM is how clearly it shows its work. Every answer it gives you isn't just pulled from thin air. It's pulled from your sources and it shows you exactly where. Every time it gives you a response, it includes inline citations, those little numbered references next to each part of the answer. You can hover over or click on them to see exactly which source provided that information. The system even highlights the specific section or paragraph within the original document where the answer was found, giving you complete transparency about where each piece of information came from. So whether you're using NotebookLM for school, business, or personal project, those citations give you confidence. So there you have it. We've explored what makes NotebookLM such a powerful learning companion. It's like having a study partner who never forgets anything and can instantly connect ideas across all your materials. The world keeps moving faster than ever, and we are all expected to learn new things constantly. Whether it's for work, school, or just staying curious about life, having a tool that can keep up with your thoughts and help you make sense of complex information is pretty incredible. This kind of AI assistance isn't replacing human learning. It's amplifying it, making us more capable and confident as we tackle new challenges. If you're curious to try it out, just go to notebooklm.google.com and start playing around with it. Upload some documents, ask questions, and see what happens. I would love to hear what you discover. Drop a comment and tell me about your experience. Thanks for watching, and remember, you are not late to the AI party, you're right on time. See you in the next video.